From 1960 to 1972, My Three Sons became one of television's longest-running and most beloved family sitcoms, following widower Steve Douglas as he raised his three boys with warmth, humor, and timeless life lessons. With its relatable stories and charming cast, the series captured the heart of America and remains a classic even decades later. But more than 50 years after the show ended, fans still wonder what happened to the actors who brought this iconic family to life. In 2025, some stars continued to shine in Hollywood, others chose quieter paths, and a few left behind lasting legacies. Let's look back. Fred MacMurray was born on August 30, 1908 in Kankakee, Illinois, and was 52 years old when My Three Sons premiered in 1960, taking on the role of Steve Douglas, the composed, stoic, widowed father who managed the chaos of three boys with a blend of patience, wisdom, and understated humor. MacMurray's character became the archetype of the dependable American father, providing a moral compass while embodying a restrained emotional depth that resonated across generations. Yet off-screen, MacMurray's life was far more complex and at times contradictory. He was raised in a frugal working-class family, experiencing early hardship that instilled in him a profound caution with money and a streak of perfectionism that colleagues often found exacting, if not irritating. While maintaining a wholesome public image, MacMurray navigated morally ambiguous roles in film noir, such as in Double Indemnity, reflecting a darker, more nuanced understanding of human behavior that he rarely displayed in personal settings. He was notoriously frugal, famously obsessive about savings and investments, amassing a diverse portfolio, including substantial real estate apartment buildings and a sprawling cattle ranch, which ultimately ballooned his wealth beyond what most contemporaries could achieve. Despite 3 marriages, he kept his private life remarkably shielded from tabloid scrutiny, though behind closed doors, these unions faced tension, estrangement, and the pressures of Hollywood's relentless demands. MacMurray also endured health scares, including bouts of cancer and the deaths of close friends, which lent an underlying melancholy to his otherwise controlled persona. He passed away on November 5, 1991, at age 83 in Santa Monica, California, from pneumonia. At the time of his death, his net worth was estimated at approximately $150 million, reflecting both his disciplined financial strategies and his long-lasting influence in film and television, leaving a legacy of disciplined talent and the quiet accumulation of wealth in a notoriously unpredictable industry. Don Grady, born Don Louis Agrati on June 8, 1944, in San Diego, California, was 16 when he debuted as Robbie Douglas on My Three Sons. The middle son, whose character matured into a confident, idealistic, and musically gifted presence within the family narrative. Robbie's journey from adolescent curiosity to responsible young man mirrored Grady's own struggles with fame, artistic ambition, and personal growth. Raised in a modest household with limited privacy, Grady faced the pressures of early exposure to Hollywood, starting as a mouseketeer, and later navigating the demanding television environment, which contributed to bouts of anxiety, the need to conceal vulnerabilities, and occasional friction with directors over his creative input. His career was a mixture of early success and later reinvention. Although the show made him a household name, he experienced professional setbacks, including disputes over character development, typecasting, and conflicts regarding his desire to pursue music, which led him to leave the series to focus on composition. Off-screen, Grady's life involved personal challenges, including navigating the expectations of fans, managing multiple romantic relationships, and balancing artistic ambition with financial stability. He generally avoided tabloid scandal, but contended with the emotional weight of early fame and the isolation it produced. He later achieved recognition as a composer, scoring for television and stage, including The Phil Donahue Show, but his financial rewards were modest compared to his co-stars. Grady passed away on June 27, 2012, at age 68, from multiple myeloma in Santa Monica, California. At the time of his death, his estate was valued at approximately $2 million a figure. Reflective of a life devoted more to the craft of music than the trappings of Hollywood glamour, leaving behind a complex legacy as both actor and composer who navigated the hidden pressures of child stardom with resilience, adaptability, and quiet determination. Tim Considine, born December 31, 1940 in Los Angeles, California, was 19 when he began playing Mike Douglas in My Three Sons. In 1960, the eldest son, whose responsible, measured personality positioned him as the family's moral compass. On screen, Mike's intelligence, level-headedness, and quiet authority contrasted with his brother's youthful exuberance, giving the series emotional grounding and offering viewers a model of thoughtful, principled behavior in adolescence and young adulthood. Considine's early life was marked by exposure to the demands and pressures of Hollywood, as he grew up balancing school-family expectations and a career in entertainment, which cultivated both independence and a tendency toward introspection and self-reliance. His professional life faced the challenges of typecasting, creative disagreements with producers, and the pressure to maintain a wholesome public image in an industry increasingly fascinated by celebrity scandal. While he avoided tabloid controversies, he was known for clashing privately with executives over character development and narrative direction, asserting a creative autonomy that sometimes put him at odds with colleagues. Beyond acting, he cultivated other interests, including photography writing and automotive history, which offered both a refuge from industry pressures and a means of personal expression, ultimately shaping his post-Hollywood identity. Considine navigated personal life with discretion, managing relationships and family matters away from public scrutiny, and he pursued a varied career that reflected both intellectual curiosity and professional versatility. He passed away on March 3, 2022, at age 81, leaving an estimated net worth of $203 million, derived from a lifetime combining entertainment scholarship and authorship, representing a legacy of disciplined achievement, measured risk-taking, and a persistent commitment to personal and professional integrity. William Demarest, born February 27, 1892, in St. Paul, Minnesota, joined My Three Sons in 1965 at age 73 as Uncle Charlie O'Casey, taking over for the late William Frawley. Uncle Charlie was a gruff, sarcastic yet affectionate character whose blunt wit and sardonic humor provided a counterbalance to the Douglas family's domestic warmth, offering comic relief while embodying themes of loyalty and resilience. Demarest's upbringing was steeped in hardship, losing his father at an early age and enduring frequent financial instability. He developed a sardonic sense of humor and a fiercely independent mindset that would inform his career. His vaudeville beginnings were grueling, involving long hours and menial roles that required toughness and adaptability traits that served him well in Hollywood, but also cultivated a blunt personality that sometimes caused friction with co-stars and studio executives. While he largely avoided personal scandal, Demarest's reputation for impatience and occasional temper was well known, and he could be domineering on set when creative visions clashed, contributing to behind-the-scenes tension. His career featured both triumphs and setbacks. Although highly respected for his work in screwball comedies and as a longtime John Ford collaborator, he often struggled to secure leading roles, which was a source of private frustration and professional bitterness. Personal life challenges included maintaining a marriage amid demanding work schedules and the pressures of fame requiring careful navigation of family dynamics. Demarest worked tirelessly until his death on December 28, 1983, at age 91, from prostate cancer. He left an estate valued between $500,000 and $1 million, reflecting decades of disciplined, unflashy labor in the entertainment industry and a life characterized by steadfast commitment to craft over indulgence, leaving a legacy as one of Hollywood's most reliable and respected character actors. Beverly Garland, born October 17, 1926, in Santa Cruz, California, entered My Three Sons in 1969 at age 43 as Barbara Harper Douglas, Steve Douglas's second wife, portraying a modern, assertive, and emotionally intelligent woman whose presence fundamentally reshaped the family dynamic on screen. Barbara's character challenged the conventional expectations of television wives, at the time exhibiting independence, strategic acumen, and nuanced emotional depth that provided a refreshing counterpoint to the series' traditional paternal themes while resonating with audiences who admired her blend of sophistication and relatability. Garland's own upbringing was fraught with economic hardship and societal pressure, navigating a childhood during the Great Depression with limited resources and familial instability, experiences that forged her resilience, tenacity, and sharp business instincts, later evident in both her acting career and entrepreneurial ventures. Professionally, she confronted systemic sexism in Hollywood typecasting and occasional conflicts over creative direction. Yet she achieved a remarkable milestone by leading Decoy, the first television police drama featuring a female protagonist asserting her authority in a male-dominated industry. Garland's personal life involved balancing professional acclaim with family obligations and private challenges, managing the scrutiny that came with her visibility, while maintaining an unblemished reputation and minimal public scandal. She also leveraged her business sense to operate the Beverly Garland Hotel in North Hollywood, expanding her influence beyond acting into hospitality and real estate. Beverly Garland died on December 5, 2008, at age 82 from natural causes, leaving an estate valued between $5 and $6 million, a testament to her dual achievements as a pioneering actress and successful entrepreneur, solidifying her enduring influence on television history and serving as a model for women navigating the intersection of entertainment business and public perception. Meredith McRae, born May 30, 1944 in Houston, Texas, was 19 when she joined My Three Sons in 1963 as Sally Ann Morrison, the poised, intelligent, and attractive love interest for Mike Douglas, whose role represented an idealized femininity of early 1960s television while offering depth through her interactions with the family ensemble. Sally's balance of charm and assertiveness gave the show emotional stakes, and Meredith's portrayal allowed audiences to witness the nuanced coming-of-age of both character and actress. Off-screen, Meredith faced the dual pressures of being the daughter of famed actors Gordon and Sheila McRae, which cast her simultaneously in a spotlight of privilege and expectation, challenging her to carve out an identity beyond mere physical beauty. She later transitioned successfully to Petticoat Junction and television hosting, cultivating a voice as a cultural commentator while navigating the constraints of typecasting and industry sexism. Despite professional successes, Meredith's personal life was punctuated by turbulence. 3 marriages often scrutinized publicly, coupled with her advocacy for cancer awareness following her own diagnosis, highlighted the juxtaposition of personal struggle and public responsibility. Her stability was repeatedly tested by the death of loved ones and the isolation inherent in balancing fame with health challenges. Meredith died on July 14, 2000, at age 56, from complications of brain cancer. Her estate was valued at approximately $5 million, accrued through decades of acting, hosting, and speaking engagements, leaving a legacy not only of entertainment excellence, but also of resilience, advocacy, and a candid confrontation of life's personal and professional vicissitudes. Joan Vose, born July 30th, 1927, in Queens, New York, was 37 when she appeared as Jan Deering on My Three Sons in 1964, portraying an elegant, compassionate, and quietly intelligent character who brought warmth and emotional depth to the series' domestic arcs. Jan Deering's subtle guidance and involvement in romantic storylines made her integral to the show's narrative, offering viewers a nuanced depiction of femininity and resilience amidst the chaos of a bustling household. Vose's upbringing was marked by hardship and high expectations. Her family's modest means required her to balance school and work from a young age, while her mother's relentless pressure to excel in dance and performance created a persistent tension between achievement and personal identity. Professionally, Vose transitioned from being a rockette to a television actress facing repeated obstacles such as limited roles for women in her age bracket, industry typecasting, and occasional conflicts with directors over creative vision. Her most significant setback was being replaced mid-production in a primetime role due to network concerns about on-screen chemistry, a disappointment that haunted her for years. Despite maintaining a spotless public image, insiders hint at unspoken frustrations and a brief stormy romance with a powerful studio executive which ended abruptly and discreetly. Her personal life revolved around her faith family and quiet mentorship of younger actors, yet she suffered the losses of close relatives and the gradual diminishment of opportunities as Hollywood evolved. Vose died on June 4, 2001 at age 73 from heart failure, leaving a net worth estimated at $102 million, accrued from her disciplined career across stage, screen, and endorsements, reflecting a life of professionalism, grace, and resilience, rather than scandal or sensationalism. Stanley Livingston, born November 24, 1950 in Los Angeles, California, was 9 years old when he began playing Chip Douglas on My Three Sons, a role that captured his mischievous charm and the growth of a boy into adolescence over the series' 12-year run. Chip's character provided both levity and pathos, reflecting the universal struggles of youth, with humor, impulsiveness, and occasional rebellion, which endeared him to viewers and made him one of the show's most enduring figures. Livingston's real childhood, however, was less idyllic entering show business at such a young age. He contended with the pressures of early fame, rigorous schedules, and the constant scrutiny of a Hollywood audience that could be unforgiving, forcing him to mask insecurities behind a professional exterior. These early challenges shaped his personality, fostering resilience, occasional defiance, and a drive to assert control over his creative environment, which occasionally caused friction with producers and co-stars over pay billing and script content. Though he avoided major scandals, whispers of teenage rebellion, conflicts with peers, and minor on-set clashes circulated in industry circles. He successfully transitioned into directing and producing, focusing on educational and documentary work that allowed him to leverage his industry experience while mentoring younger talent. Personal life challenges included maintaining privacy in an era increasingly obsessed with celebrity navigating relationships under public scrutiny and managing the transition from child star to adult professional without losing relevance. Despite these pressures, Livingston carved a steady career path that prioritized craft over notoriety. As of 2025, at 74, he maintains an estimated net worth of around $9 million, accumulated through decades of work, both in front of and behind the camera, representing a rare example of a child actor who successfully navigated Hollywood's pitfalls to achieve stability, respect, and a measure of financial security. Barry Livingston, Born December 17, 1953 in Los Angeles, California, was just 10 years old when he joined My Three Sons in 1963 as Ernie Thompson Douglas, the bespectacled, brainy youngest son who would be adopted into the Douglas household. On screen, Ernie's intelligence, moral clarity, and gentle humor made him the quiet anchor of the show, often serving as the foil to his more impulsive siblings, and he became instantly relatable to audiences who saw in him the vulnerabilities and innocence of childhood. Off-screen, Barry faced the unique pressures of being a child actor in 1960s Hollywood, including early typecasting and rejection for roles due to his glasses, an unusual physical trait that studios considered a liability, forcing him to develop a combination of resilience and precision in his performances. His personal childhood was marked by exposure to the entertainment industry's darker edges, from exploitative contracts to the social isolation of growing up on set, which required him to hide insecurities behind a polished exterior. Throughout his career, Barry navigated moments of potential scandal with discretion. Although rumors circulated of tensions with directors and co-stars over script interpretation and character arcs, he maintained a reputation for professionalism. A notable professional challenge came during cast reshuffles and story transitions, which demanded adaptability and occasionally led to disagreements with producers, testing his patience and ingenuity. In his personal life, Barry remained intensely private, never courting tabloid attention, and he invested in diversifying his career by transitioning to adult roles in acclaimed productions such as Mad Men: The Social Network and Bosch, which showcased his range beyond child actor archetypes. His strategic choices and persistent work ethic paid off financially and reputationally. As of 2025, at 71, his net worth is estimated at $4 million, built from decades of consistent, measured work that allowed him to maintain independence, professional respect, and a secure personal life away from Hollywood excess. Tina Cole, born August 4, 1943 in Hollywood, California, was cast as Katie Miller Douglas in My Three Sons in 1964 at age 21, stepping into a role that combined youthful sweetness with the burgeoning sophistication of the 1960s television woman. Katie was the archetype of the nurturing yet perceptive housewife who balanced the chaos of the Douglas household, offering emotional support, moral guidance, and occasional comic relief, which endeared her to viewers and made her a central pillar of the family dynamic. Cole's childhood was steeped in both privilege and pressure, being born into the King family musical dynasty, a household that demanded artistic excellence and public poise while offering little room for personal error or privacy. The early exposure to performance and scrutiny helped her develop a professional resilience, but also instilled a tendency to carefully guard her personal life. Career highs included her seamless integration into the show and later work as a vocal coach and performer in family musical productions. Yet she faced setbacks, including persistent typecasting as the wholesome, demure character, occasional creative disagreements on set, and ongoing rumors about romantic entanglements with co-star Don Grady, which fueled tabloid speculation that could have threatened her reputation. Her personal life reflects a careful navigation of fame and privacy, balancing professional commitments with family and mentoring roles while avoiding the public scandals that often consumed peers. Tina Cole has managed to maintain stability, cultivating a life dedicated to performance teaching and personal fulfillment. As of 2025, at 82, her net worth is estimated at $2 million, accrued from decades of royalties, selective performance engagements, and real estate, illustrating a career built on consistency, discretion, and artistic integrity, rather than sensationalism, allowing her to remain respected in both entertainment circles and fan communities alike. Ronnie Troop, born June 10, 1945 in Bryn Mawr, Pennsylvania, was 25 when she joined My Three Sons in 1970 as Polly Williams Douglas, the gentle, supportive wife of Chip Douglas, whose wholesome presence embodied the archetypal girl next door in a rapidly evolving television landscape. Polly's warmth and unassuming intelligence made her a grounding force for her on-screen husband and the show's ensemble, while her comic timing and quiet resolve contributed to episodes that balanced domestic charm with relatable tension. Behind the scenes, Ronnie's upbringing was steeped in musical and entertainment prestige. Her father, Bobby Troup, was a renowned musician, and her stepmother, Julie London, a celebrated singer, which both opened doors and set daunting expectations. Early career setbacks included being originally cast as Sister Bertrille in The Flying Nun, before being replaced by Sally Field, a professional disappointment that left her questioning industry fairness. Though she avoided public scandal, Ronnie's life was not without pressures. The demands of maintaining a respectable public image, navigating Hollywood nepotism, and the lingering impact of familial fame created a subtle tension that required resilience and discretion. Her personal life was comparatively stable. She prioritized education and later became an advocate for teaching balancing intermittent acting roles on shows like Knots Landing and Cold Case with private family commitments. As of 2025, Ronnie is 80 years old and maintains a measured, contented existence. Her net worth estimated at $2 to $3 million, reflecting a life sustained by acting royalties, prudent financial management, and her commitment to education, demonstrating that success in Hollywood need not always be loud to be enduring. Dawn. Lynn, born January 11, 1963 in Los Angeles, California, was just 6 years old when she appeared as Dodie Harper Douglas in My Three Sons in 1969, bringing a mischievous sweetness and precocious intelligence that often acted as the emotional glue in the blended Douglas household. Dodie's charm masked an early sharpness, and her interactions with the grown-ups on the show highlighted a rare maturity for a child actress of her era, endearing her to audiences while foreshadowing the complexities of growing up in Hollywood. Off-screen, Dawn's childhood was a turbulent blend of early fame and family instability. The younger sister of teen idol Leif Garrett, she witnessed firsthand the pressures of the entertainment industry, including financial strain, intense media scrutiny, and her brother's very public battles with substance abuse, all of which left Dawn navigating a childhood punctuated by anxiety, performance pressure, and the constant need to appear cheerful despite personal turmoil. Professionally, she faced the limiting nature of child stardom. Her petite stature and early typecasting hindered her transition into adult roles, and while she avoided major scandals, she experienced the subtle yet persistent manipulations common in the industry, including overbearing managers and demanding studio contracts that often exploited young actors. Her personal life remained private, though the shadows of her family's struggles, financial instability, and public family drama lingered, influencing her later decisions. Dawn retired from acting in the late 1970s, eventually establishing a boutique in San Francisco, reflecting a desire to build a quieter, self-directed life, away from Hollywood's glare. As of 2025, she is 62 years old and enjoys relative stability with a net worth estimated at $1 million accumulated through modest acting royalties, savvy management of family-earned earnings, and her entrepreneurial ventures, providing a testament to resilience in a life that began under the intense scrutiny of television fame. William Frawley, born February 26, 1887 in Burlington, Iowa, stepped into the role of Bub O'Casey in My Three Sons in 1960 at age 73, carrying over the gruff charm and sharp wit that made him a beloved figure from I Love Lucy. Bub was a cantankerous, curmudgeonly grandfather who often clashed with the younger Douglas boys, yet beneath his crusty exterior lay a warm, deeply loyal figure, whose subtle mentorship shaped the family's moral compass and provided a counterbalance to Steve Douglas's paternal authority. Frawley's early years were marked by adversity. He grew up in a working-class family during a period of financial instability, enduring teasing and derision from peers and older siblings while learning to mask his vulnerabilities with humor and a hardened exterior. His career trajectory was equally tumultuous. Though he became a household name on I Love Lucy, his heavy drinking, unpredictable temper, and frequent conflicts with co-stars like Vivian Vance created a persistent tension that threatened his employment. Despite being a consummate professional on set, Frawley's insistence on personal liberties, such as refusing to work during Yankees games due to his obsession with baseball, revealed a stubborn streak that sometimes disrupted production schedules. Personal life challenges added to his complex persona. Frawley's romantic entanglements were fraught with instability, and while he never married, he formed deep friendships and maintained intense bonds with a select circle of colleagues. In later years, he endured health issues and the gradual decline of the physical stamina required for acting. William Frawley passed away on March 3, 1966, at age 79, from a heart attack, leaving behind an estate estimated at $500,000, a modest sum that belied the enduring cultural impact of his extensive career in early television comedy and film, cementing his legacy as a larger-than-life character actor whose personal flaws only heightened his legendary status. John Gallaudet, born August 23, 1903 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, was 57 when he began appearing as Bob Anderson on My Three Sons. In 1960, a neighborly figure whose calm wisdom and genial demeanor punctuated episodes with subtle humor and a sense of community cohesion. Bob Anderson was steady, reliable, and occasionally a source of comic relief, anchoring the suburban landscape of the show and serving as a quiet moral compass for both the Douglas family and the audience. Gallaudet's childhood was far from idyllic. He lost his father at a young age, leaving his mother to raise him under strict, austere conditions that shaped his discipline and work ethic, yet also instilled a deep-seated tendency to conceal vulnerability and emotion. Professionally, Gallaudet enjoyed a prolific career spanning stage, film, and television, including significant roles in courtroom dramas and film noir. But he grappled with repeated typecasting and occasional studio disputes over creative direction, including whispered tensions with casting directors and producers over billing and character prominence. While no major scandal ever touched him, he was known to indulge in late-night poker games with colleagues, sometimes stirring minor on-set friction. His personal life was largely stable, yet deliberately private. Married to actress Constance Mackenzie, he cultivated a home life shielded from Hollywood gossip, though insiders noted his occasional regrets over unfulfilled romantic possibilities and the pressures of long-term career compromise. He faced significant emotional losses, including the deaths of close friends and colleagues, and coped with the natural aging of his voice and presence, which were critical to his on-screen persona. Gallaudet died on November 5, 1983, at age 80, leaving an estate estimated between $500,000 and $1 million, a legacy that highlighted consistency and professionalism over flamboyance or notoriety. Thank you for joining us on this nostalgic journey through classic television history. If you enjoyed learning about the cast of My Three Sons: The Searchers, 1956, and where they are now, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe for more vintage Hollywood retrospectives, and share your thoughts in the comments below. We love hearing your memories and suggestions, so let us know which TV show or movie cast you'd like us to feature next.